She screamed, "I don't need you. I've always had better options." I said, "Then you won't need my help either." When her car broke down at 2 a.m. and she called everyone she knew, she finally realized options didn't mean loyalty. 28 male. Guess I'm writing this because I need to get it off my chest. What happened last week finally made me realize I've been an absolute doormat for the past 3 years. My girlfriend Veronica, 26, and I have been together since college. We met in our junior year when she was having car trouble in the campus parking lot. I helped her jumpstart her battery, and she was so grateful she asked me to coffee. Looking back, that should have been my first clue about our dynamic. For 3 years, I've been her go-to guy for everything. Car problems? Call me. Need a ride to the airport at 4 a.m.? I'm there. Short on rent? I'll cover it. Her friends need help moving? Guess who shows up with his truck? I never minded because I thought that's what you do in a relationship. You support each other. The thing is, it was never really mutual. When I needed help, Veronica always had something else going on. My grandmother's funeral? She had a girls' trip planned months ago. When I got food poisoning and asked her to bring me some soup, she was too tired from her yoga class. But I kept making excuses for her because I loved her. Things started changing about 6 months ago when she got her new job at this marketing firm. Suddenly, she was going to networking events every week, happy hours with coworkers, weekend retreats. Her Instagram became this highlight reel of fancy restaurants and rooftop bars with people I'd never met. When I brought up feeling left out, she'd say I was being insecure and that I should be happy she was advancing her career. 2 weeks ago, everything came to a head. I'd been planning this camping trip for months, just the two of us, like we used to do when we first started dating. The day before we were supposed to leave, she texts me that she can't go because her work friend Damien got tickets to some exclusive music festival. When I reminded her we'd had this planned forever, she said I was being controlling. That night, I did something I'm not proud of. I looked at her Instagram stories. There she was at this festival, hanging all over Damien and his friends. In one video, I could hear her laughing and saying, "Thank God I didn't go on that boring camping trip." When she came home the next day, I confronted her. Not about the Instagram, didn't want to admit I was checking, but about how I felt like she was taking me for granted. How I was always there for her, but she was never there for me. That's when she exploded. "You know what, Tyler? I'm so sick of you guilt-tripping me. Just because you choose to do things for me doesn't mean I owe you anything. I don't need you to fix my car or pay my bills. I've always had better options. Damien's been offering to help me with my car for months. My parents would cover my rent if I asked. I have plenty of people who would do anything for me. I'm with you because I choose to be, not because I need you." I just stood there, stunned. Then I said the words that changed everything. "Then you won't need my help either." She laughed. Actually laughed. "Fine by me. Maybe now you'll stop acting like you own me just because you do a few favors." So I left, packed a bag, and went to stay with my buddy Jared. Blocked her on everything except regular texts in case of actual emergency. Changed my Netflix password, removed her card from my Amazon Prime, took her off my Spotify family plan. All the stuff she'd been using for years without contributing. The text started almost immediately. "Why isn't Netflix working? Did you change the Spotify password? This is so petty, Tyler." I didn't respond. She wanted to prove she didn't need me? Cool. Prove it. Update 1. Holy hell, you guys were right. The entitlement runs deeper than I thought. So after I posted, I stayed strong with the no contact thing. The texts kept coming though. First it was about the streaming services, then it escalated. "Tyler, this isn't funny anymore. I need the HBO login for my viewing party tonight." "Are you seriously this childish? Damien says you're being emotionally abusive by cutting me off like this." Yeah, Damien, the expert on relationships. The same dude who's been through 3 girlfriends this year. Then Thursday happened. I get a call from an unknown number at my lunch break. It's the pizza place near our apartment asking why my card was declined for Veronica's order. Turns out she'd been using my card info that she had memorized to order food delivery. I told them I didn't authorize the charge and to cancel the order. 20 minutes later, my phone blows up. Not texts, actual calls. I don't answer, but she leaves voicemails. She's screaming about how I humiliated her in front of her coworkers by canceling her lunch order, how everyone was counting on her to provide lunch for their meeting, how I'm sabotaging her career. That night, Jared and I are gaming when he shows me Veronica's Instagram story. She's at another fancy bar with her work crew, caption reading, "Surround yourself with people who add value to your life, leveling up, know your worth." But here's where it gets good. Friday afternoon, I get a text from her. "Can you please send me $200? I'll pay you back Monday, emergency." I didn't respond. "Tyler, please. I'm serious. I know you're reading these. This is important." Then she tried calling. I didn't pick up. She called Jared. He didn't pick up either. Saturday morning, 2:47 a.m., my phone rings. Unknown number again. This time I answer because what if it's actually an emergency? "Tyler?" Her voice is shaky. "I need you to come get me. My car broke down." "Where are you?" "On Highway 83 near exit 42. Please. I'm scared." Now that's a sketchy area at night, but I remembered her words. She's always had better options. "Call Damien," I said, "or any of those people who would do anything for you." I did. He's not answering. No one's answering. "Please, Tyler, I'm sorry about what I said, but..." "Then call your parents, or AAA, or an Uber." I can't. My credit card got declined and I don't have AAA and my parents. "Please, Tyler. There's no one else." "There's no one else, because it's 3 a.m., Veronica. Those options you were talking about, they're only available when it's convenient for them. When you're fun, when you're at a festival or a bar, not when you actually need help. That's not..." "Please, I'm scared. There's a guy who keeps driving by slowly." For a second I almost caved. Then I remembered 3 years of being taken for granted. Call 911 if you're in danger. Call a tow truck. Hell, call a taxi and pay cash. But I'm not your option anymore, remember? "Tyler, please, I'll pay for gas. You'll pay? With what credit card? The one that got declined? Or were you planning to promise to pay me back Monday like the $200 you needed?" Silence. "Figure it out, Veronica. You're a strong, independent woman with plenty of options. Use them." I hung up. Update 2. The fallout has been intense. So after I hung up on Veronica at 2 a.m., I did text her the number for a reliable 24-hour tow service. I'm not a complete asshole. I didn't want her to actually get hurt. Just wanted her to figure her own shit out for once. According to the mutual friends who've been hitting me up, here's what happened. She called the tow service. They wanted $150 up front. Her credit card was maxed. Remember that emergency $200? And she only had $27 cash. She tried calling more people. Damien finally answered at 4 a.m. and said he was too drunk to drive. Her other work friends either didn't answer or made excuses. Her parents were asleep and have their phones on Do Not Disturb at night. She ended up calling her roommate from college, Becca, who lives an hour away. Becca drove out there, followed the tow truck to the mechanic, and paid the $150. Then drove Veronica home. Sunday afternoon, I get a text from Becca. "You're a piece of shit for leaving her stranded like that." I responded, "I gave her the tow truck number. She had options. She chose to call you instead of handling it herself." Then the flying monkeys descended. Damien texted me calling me emotionally abusive. Her work friends started subtweeting about men who can't handle successful women. Her mom called me. Blocked that number real quick. But here's where Veronica really showed her true colors. Monday comes around, the day she was supposed to pay me back that $200 I didn't lend her. Instead, she posts on Facebook, yeah, she still uses Facebook, this long rant about financial abuse and how I trapped her by making her dependent on me and then cutting her off. Trapped her by letting her use my streaming services, by helping when she asked. The comments were wild. People who don't know the whole story offering her places to stay, saying she should sue me, calling me a narcissist. So I did something petty. I commented with screenshots, her texts asking for money, her voicemail transcripts screaming about the pizza, a photo of my credit card statements showing all the times I've covered her rent, groceries, gas over the past year, totaling about $8,400. Her text saying she has always had better options, just clearing up some confusion. I didn't trap anyone. I stopped being an option after being told I wasn't needed. That's not abuse. That's respecting someone's stated boundaries. Also still waiting on that $8,400 in loans to be repaid, but I'm sure one of your better options can help with that. She deleted the post within an hour, but screenshots live forever, and several of our mutual friends had already seen it. Then came Tuesday. I get a call from my landlord. Apparently, someone called pretending to be me and tried to break my lease early. Gave the rental office some sob story about needing to move suddenly for work. Luckily, my landlord knows me and called to verify. I explained the situation, and he said he'd require in-person verification for any changes to my lease. That night, I got food delivered that I didn't order. Then another order. Then another. Someone was using my name and address to order food from every place in town, paying cash on delivery. I had to turn away 6 different drivers and call each restaurant to blacklist my address without my personal verification. Wednesday morning today, I wake up to 73 missed calls. Not from Veronica, from random numbers. Turns out someone posted my number on Craigslist advertising a free purebred puppy, first come first serve, call anytime. This isn't heartbreak anymore, this is war. Final update. I know everyone's been waiting for this update. Shit got nuclear before it got better. After the Craigslist stunt, I was done playing defense. I called my lawyer buddy Drew. Yes, I have a lawyer buddy, went to high school together, and I helped him move 4 times during law school. See, Veronica? That's what real loyalty looks like. Drew said the fake lease-breaking attempt was attempted fraud. The food delivery harassment could be considered stalking. The Craigslist thing was definitely harassment. He helped me file a police report and send Veronica a cease and desist letter. But before that letter arrived, Veronica made her biggest mistake. See, during our relationship, I'd helped her with her resume and LinkedIn profile. Being in IT, I'd also set up her professional email and portfolio website. I paid for the hosting and domain registration. Everything was in my name. She just had the login credentials. Thursday night, she sent out a mass email to her entire professional network from that email address. The email was supposedly from me, confessing that I was a controlling, abusive partner who was trying to sabotage her career out of jealousy. It went to her boss, her coworkers, her clients, everyone. One problem. I get copies of all emails from that domain. I saw it in real time. I immediately logged in and sent a follow-up from the same address. The previous email was sent without authorization. This email account belongs to my name and has been compromised. Any misuse will be reported to the authorities. Please disregard the previous message. Then I changed all the passwords and locked her out. Her boss called me the next morning. He was not happy. Apparently, using company contacts for personal drama was a fireable offense. Plus, impersonating someone else to send defamatory emails? Yeah, that's actually illegal. By noon, Veronica was in full panic mode. The cease and desist had arrived. Her boss had suspended her pending investigation. And remember that car that broke down? The mechanic called. It needed $2,400 in repairs. Her parents, who she'd finally told about our breakup, were furious that she'd hidden it and lied about why she needed money. She showed up at Jared's apartment that evening, not to apologize, to scream at me for ruining her life. Jared filmed the whole thing on his phone, with my permission. You destroyed everything, my job, my reputation, everything. I didn't send that email, Veronica, you did. From your email system, that you illegally accessed to impersonate me, after I explicitly revoked your permission to use it. I wouldn't have had to if you hadn't been so petty. Petty? You committed fraud, multiple times. You harassed me. You tried to break my lease, all because I stopped letting you use my Netflix password and wouldn't pick you up at 3 a.m. You left me stranded. With a phone, a tow truck number, and all those better options you bragged about. How'd those work out? She actually tried to slap me. Jared caught it on video. I stepped back and said, "We're done here. Please leave before I call the police." She screamed more threats, including a very specific one about making sure I never work in this town again. All on video. Drew sent that video along with all the evidence to her company's HR department and the police. By Monday, she was officially terminated for misuse of company resources and threatening behavior. The police issued a restraining order based on the harassment and threats. But here's the real kicker. Remember Damien? Her better option? Turns out he's been dating someone else this entire time. His girlfriend found out about all the late-night festival trips and cozy work drinks with Veronica. She was not pleased. Damien threw Veronica under the bus so fast, claiming she was obsessed with him and he was just being friendly. Last I heard, Veronica moved back in with her parents 2 hours away. Her car's still at the mechanic because she can't afford to fix it. Her professional reputation in our city is torched. All those options she had, ghost town. Meanwhile, I'm doing great. Got a promotion at work. Turns out my boss really appreciated how professionally I handled the email incident. Started dating this girl from my rock climbing gym. She actually shows up when we make plans and doesn't treat me like an ATM. Crazy concept, right? Oh, and those streaming services Veronica was so mad about losing? My new girlfriend suggested we split the cost 50-50 without me even asking, because that's what actual partners do. To everyone who said I dodged a bullet, nah, I dodged a whole ass missile. Looking back, I can't believe I put up with that shit for 3 years. But you live and learn. And Veronica, if you're reading this, hi Becca, I know you'll show her. Remember, you were right about one thing. You always had options. They just weren't better. They weren't even good. They were just convenient for them, not for you. The only person who was actually there for you at 3 a.m. on a sketchy highway? The roommate you hadn't talked to in months. But hey, at least you learned the difference between options and loyalty, even if it cost you everything else.